Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Game Vault podcast stream. I'm your host, Mark. We're back with the news hour here on for when it gets posted for Monday, July 20th, 2026. We're almost to that September date when all the video games start coming out, but there have been a few that have come out recently that we'll be talking about today. But I hope everybody's summer's been good. My weekend was a little crazy on a non-video game thing. I went and saw The Odyssey in 70mm this weekend, so it was fun. Great movie. I highly recommend it. Try and see it in IMAX or something in theaters. It's definitely an experience that needs to be seen on a big screen. So try your best. If you can get in, everything's just sold out like crazy, so that's my non-video game thing up front. Hope everybody has been playing catch up with some of their backlog stuff or just playing their normal things, as Night Duck mentioned in the chat there. There's a new Elden Ring bingo season, so hopefully you guys are catching up on that kind of stuff as we await the video games to come out in about a month or month and a half-ish or so. But yeah, so what I've been playing so far, we'll start off with the one thing that I did stream this week. We finished UN Squadron. That game is really good. If you like bullet hell shooters, I imagine if you go up to the hard levels, it might be a little bit more bullet helly. But yeah, it's we did one thing out of the ordinary where we had unlimited continues because I was not good enough at that game to beat it on the standard 3 continues, 3 lives. So we did that way just so we could see the whole game. I still had to physically beat the levels. All it helped me with was I had max guns the whole time, basically. But I still had to physically not die. I didn't put any extra defense or extra health or anything like that. So I still had to physically do it. So we got through that. I figured out I had 1 or 2 close calls. It was funny watching the chat react to that as I just missed, got to the final end and then died. I started to figure out on the end boss, how to keep the shield. And that held me long enough that I was able to take 1 or 2 hits, instead of just 3 hits to die, it was 6 or 7, so I had a little leeway. But we finally took out the boss, and it was great. GG's all around. Like I said, I highly recommend it to anyone in the 16-bit era that likes these bullet hells. It's probably an under radar one for the time period, but it was really good. I'm really glad we played it. And it moves us to the next one on our list, because if you didn't know, the Monday shows we're playing through the top 50 Super Nintendo games of all time, according to Nintendo Life. Number 50 was UN Squadron. Number 49 is Killer Instinct. We may play that tonight. I'm on the fence, because I'm thinking of, we can take a break from this game, and then I can do the backlog buster of Hattable Boyfriend. I think that's what I'm going to do, just so I can make sure I get that done, because I do need to get that done. And then we can do Killer Instinct next week. So that might be what we'll end up doing. You'll find out tonight if you're listening to the podcast on Monday. But that's 90% chance that that's what we'll be doing. But Killer Instinct is the next game on the list. What we're going to do for that is I'm going to try and show off every character. And just fight a few fights with everyone. Maybe try the arcade mode or something, but we are not beating that game. I am not good enough. As bad as I am at platformers, I am even worse at fighting games. So we'll just go through and just basically show that game off for one episode. So be on the lookout for that. And then offline, one quick thing before the 2 new games that I picked up this week. NCAA football, college football 27. I tried to hook it up to the Steam Link that I have in the living room so I could play it on the TV, so I didn't have to sit in this chair, more than I need to. But yes, there is a slight delay, obviously. But it wasn't like for defense and offense, fine. I could still throw, I could still run. Wasn't making any mistakes, wasn't making it any worse. Kicking was impossible. Trying to time up the meters. Yes, I'm a lover, not a fighter. That is correct, Night Duck. But yeah, I for some reason couldn't get the lever timing and all that, and I missed every field goal that I attempted. And thankfully, since I'm just playing offense only until I get to a team that I'm playing, that's true. I'll be better at seducing the pigeons than I would at beating up the creatures in Killer Instinct. But yeah, going back to college football, I'm not playing it through the Steam link anymore, so I'll be playing it on here. I have gotten into the college football mod Discord, so I might be downloading some mods on there. Maybe I'll show them off as a special stream to everyone once I get them in correctly. But yeah, everything else is going fine with that game. The gameplay is much better than last year. They're going to definitely nerf one thing if they haven't already. The offensive line do what's called a pancake block, where they just knock the guy over way more than they should. And so maybe it'll nerf that a bit, but everything else seems really good. Cornerbacks don't make miraculous interceptions. Every interception I've thrown, I go, fuck, I shouldn't have thrown that ball. Every time. Not like, where the hell did that guy come from? It's like either I pushed the wrong button, like I wanted to throw to Y and I hit X, or I just threw it to the right at the defender. So, yeah, no more teleporting or superhuman jumping linebackers anymore. I can tell where all my interceptions are coming from. So, that has been fun. But, the 2 games I picked up this week. One I just picked up just from watching people play it, and I'm just like, you know what? I really love this game. I'm hearing great things about the remaster, remake, or whatever it's called. So I did pick up Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced for the PlayStation. I got through about 2 hours of that so far. It looks gorgeous. I'm playing on fidelity, not performance. It looks amazing. I'm still early in the story. I kind of remember the story a little bit, but it's been literally, that was the first game I got for, I think it was a launch game for PS4. I have it early on PS4. I remember having that and like Resogun and NBA 2K14 were my first games for PS4. So, you know, it's been a long time since I played through that game. But so far, the non-Abstergo stuff being there has been great. It used to hinder the momentum. I didn't feel any hindering because I believe there is one that would have occurred that didn't occur yet. If I remember the original game correctly. But everything's still good. Combat, I don't know if they've improved the combat or whatever. They have perfect parries now. I don't know if that's in the original. You can correct me in the chat or in the comments. But it's like you perfect parry, and then you can do a stealth kill, like the equivalent of a stealth kill, which helps with crowd control a lot. So I'm using my newfound, quality at parrying, with the from Expedition 33, to run ruckshot and basically kill the entire Spanish Navy. So far in Havana. But yeah, I guess the game's gorgeous. Black Flag's probably my second favorite Assassin's Creed game. AC2 is still, as the kids say, the GOAT. And I'm looking forward to going through it more. I needed a game or two off of podcasts to play. So I just wasn't playing sports games all the time. I don't remember if it's, like I said, it's been 12 years since I played the original. So I don't remember. I could be completely wrong, but I just remember that being like, oh, this is pretty cool. Now that I know how to parry, This is awesome. So, playing through that, it's good so far. Looking forward to getting deeper into the story. But the main thing I picked up and played the most today, meaning like 3 hours or 2 to 3 hours or whatever it was. I kind of split them up during my afternoon when I had a little gap in gaming, so I don't know exactly how long I spent with this. I literally stopped this because I had to leave the house for something, not because I wanted to. So, as mentioned previously, I've been looking forward to picking up Mina the Hollower. And I finally purchased it for Switch 2 today. And I played it. Basically, I got through the first mini boss and then the first main boss, I guess he would be. So I was starting to figure out the buttons, or the strategies, I should say. I like a lot of the little bit of, Link to the Past stuff that's in there. There's a lot more, and I think I knew this, but there's a little bit of like a Dark Souls element to it with the bones that you get, where when you die you lose them, and then if you die twice or something, it's some weird thing with a crystal. I think it's like losing, like getting your souls back and stuff like that. So that method's on there. You level up, you get the level up thing, so it has that sort of Metroidvania or whatever mechanic, roguelike or whatever, for getting your weapons upgraded and all. It looks really good on a big screen. I bet it would look just as good on the handheld. Like I said, I had so much fun with it today that literally the reason I had to stop playing it was because I needed to leave the house to go somewhere, or else I would have been playing it all the way up until now. And I didn't go back to it yet because I came in hot. I had to go eat dinner and then come in here and get the stories for the show. So I'm probably going to play it as soon as we're done here. Go out there and start playing it again. But I am really, really glad that I purchased it. And definitely be a game I'll play a lot of so far. I haven't even gotten to like the trinkets and things like that. I'm way early in that game, so looking forward to playing it some more. But yeah, that is. It looks like it will be high on my list this year, for sure. So more updates. You'll be hearing a lot about Mina going forward here. So that's all I basically played. That's probably going to be those two games plus what we play on here going forward. If you notice, I did not play Trails this weekend. Had a unique thing on Saturday where there wasn't any time to really get in. I saw the Odyssey. Then I had a family, my cousins come in from North Carolina. So I hung out with them. And then it just got too late. And today, other things happened where I couldn't do it today. So we'll just push it off till next week. But we are going to beat that game. So, yeah, that is all I have. Let's move on to the news, and probably the big story this week is the Fallout Bethesda Obsidian stuff. So here's it says, Bethesda confirms Obsidian Fallout game and that Fallout 5 is in production. Remasters. Excuse me. In a lengthy note published Friday, the studio revealed what's planned for the future of its biggest games. Fallout is one of our biggest priorities today. The note reads, Fallout 5 remains our long-range destination, and we have multiple Fallout projects in active development right now. A new Fallout 76 expansion was also confirmed, which will serve as the prequel to Fallout 3. The note also confirmed that both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas will receive remasters, as previously reported by Video Games Chronicle. We also know many players want to revisit previous Fallout experiences. While we're not announcing any dates today, we have been working on remasters for both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Bethesda Game Studios also confirmed that there won't be a Fallout Day broadcast this year, but the company will celebrate the 30th anniversary of the franchise with fans in 2027. As part of this, a live event will be held in Washington, D.C. Later in the note, Bethesda confirmed that Obsidian is working on a Fallout project. The Wasteland continues to expand as we team up once again with our longtime friends at Obsidian Entertainment. We're happy to confirm they're working with us on a new Fallout project. We have more to share in the future. It was reported last week that Avowed and Outer Worlds studio would be working on a Fallout game following Microsoft's recent restructuring. Speaking to Bloomberg, franchise director Todd Howard said that he could not be more excited to work with Obsidian again. Howard went on to say that he prefers not to speak about projects too soon, but the fans also should have their expectations set appropriately. We do realize we need to find a way to say a bit more so that our fans understand what we're doing and why, while also protecting the moment when you really see the game and you press play. Yeah, so... I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see what Obsidian does with a new Fallout game. I'm thinking they're working on the New Vegas remaster, would be my guess, but they're doing something completely new, and that's got me even more excited. But yeah, this stuff here should have been occurring 2 years ago, and to coincide with like season 2 premiere of Fallout TV show. Like, the reason that they just kept tying the TV show to Fallout 76 is still mind-boggling to me. And I think someone at Microsoft or Xbox or whatever finally was like, come on guys, we need a Fallout thing, come on. Yeah, exactly. It's like all the Xbox stuff they had to get out in front of by saying this to give us something as gamers here. But yeah, I'm excited for this, but like, this should have been here 2 years ago. Like, they should have tried to tie it to the game. Like, even though they did remasters, whatever they did, Naughty Dog, they still tied that to around the time the show came out, to try and bring in a new audience. Like, it's simple. Like, they should have the remasters ready to go. Especially New Vegas, because a lot of this new season takes place in New Vegas. They should have had a New Vegas thing out before this season, but it'll probably be too late. But it's just amazing. Next up, we have GTA 6 is the strongest pre-order campaign on record. Is on track to sell 37 to 51 million in week 1, analytics firm says. Newzoo estimates around 260 million spent during first week of pre-orders. The video game market data research and insight firm has released new data, or new analysis on the first week of pre-orders based on digital spending data. According to its analysis, around $180 million was spent on digital pre-orders across the U.S. and the 5 largest European markets during the last week of June 2026. By using the player distribution of GTA as a guide, Newzoo has estimated that the total global spend was around $260 million in the first week of pre-orders. That kicks off the strongest pre-order campaign ever recorded, the firm continues. The company also uses data to predict the first week of sales for Grand Theft Auto when it's released in November. According to Newzoo, hit titles usually follow 3 sales curves. The brand new IP, which has low pre-order and takes off after reviews come in. The sequel with performance uncertainty, where players wait to see if a specific sequel is good before buying. And the proven sequel, where pre-orders are booked early. The firm suggests GTA will follow the proven sequel model and predicts that the first week pre-order sales account for roughly 5.8% of total sales by the end of the game's actual launch week. With that model in mind, Newzoo believes that the game is on pace to reach $4.5 billion in sales by the end of its first week on sale, meaning roughly $51 million copies sold. So, no surprise there in terms of GTA being successful. It's just going to put up bonkers numbers in when it comes out in November. I can't wait to see just the sheer insanity that it's going to cause when it comes out. But yeah, I'm still waiting for Ocarina of Time to come out on the same date, and let's go head-to-head battle. Next up, for those of you that play Fortnite and love the footy, David Beckham is the latest footballer to arrive in Fortnite. The former Manchester United, Real Madrid, LA Galaxy, and England midfielder and president and co-owner of MLS team Inter Miami will arrive in the game store on Friday, July 17th. He'll be added as part of the game's Icon series of skins, which consists of real-life individuals who are playable in the game, including athletes, musicians, streamers, and actors. 2 different Beckham skins will be available for players to buy. The David Beckham outfit lets players toggle between shirted and shirtless styles. Ooh. And has tattoos which glow gold every time an opponent is eliminated. It also comes with a Beckham number back bling and a Lego minifig variant. The club owner outfit, meanwhile, shows Beckham in a suit. This includes emote reactive and damage reactive club crest and back bling and a Lego minifig. Beckham is also the latest footballer to be added to Fortnite. At least 6 others have featured in the game since released. So kind of a weird thing. Like, Fortnite is just so weird to me in every aspect with all this stuff. But yeah, if you love David Beckham, he's coming. If you want to bend it like Beckham in Fortnite, you have your opportunity. Next up, the GoldenEye and Perfect Dark inspired Agent 64, Spies Never Die, is coming to PC next month. Created by solo developer Replicant D6, Agent 64 will be released on Steam on August 11th. The game, which takes inspiration from GoldenEye 007 and Perfect Dark, replaces its protagonist James Bond and Joanna Dark with its own secret agent, John Walter. Players can play through a campaign with 14 missions, 3 difficulty levels, as they survive shootouts, steal secret plans, and save civilian hostages. This mode can be played solo or in co-op. Those who remember Rare's N64 shooters will know that multiplayer was the main selling point. However, and Agent 64 promises to have this covered with local and online multiplayer. Up to 4 players can play locally in a split-screen deathmatch, as was the case in the N64 days, or custom online lobbies with up to 8 players, and 8 additional bots can be created. There will be also more than 70 nostalgic gameplay modifiers across the game's various multiplayer modes, meaning players who used to play with rules like License to Kill, where one-hit kills, or Slappers Only, where there are no weapons and players can only perform melee attacks, should help find familiar variants here. So Agent 64 is a pretty good mod, like when it first came out, and to see where it's come since 2022, has been pretty cool. So looking forward to seeing how this is. The funny part is that it's probably going to play a heck of a lot better than those 64 games did. This game will play how you think those games played, and not how those games really did play. So, our administrator will probably pick this up, or maybe Tom can play it on stream. Just maybe we'll do an Extra Life thing or something at some point with it. So, it should be fun. So it's Agent 64, Spies Never Die. Next up, July's PS Plus game catalog titles include Rise of the Ronin and Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. PlayStation had announced this month's PS Plus game catalog, which includes Rise of Ronin and Avatar's Frontiers of Pandora on PS5. Joining them are Firefighter Simulator Ignite, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Rita's Rewind, Dying Light, Citizen Sleeper 2, and Snow Brothers Wonderland. Or Snow Bros Wonderland is probably how that is pronounced. 2 retro PS2 games are also added to the classic catalog. PsyOps, The Mindgate Conspiracy, and Indigo Prophecy, or Fahrenheit as it was known in Europe. Every game in the catalog will be available for PS Plus Extra and Premium subscribers, while the 2 retro games will only be available for a Premium tier. So yeah, you'll get most of these for if you're at the second level. I believe it's Essential, Extra, Premium. Yeah, so some fun things coming to your PS4, your PS5, if you're looking to find some games to fill the gap until September. And finally, our last story. I'll just read you the headline. The way I have OBS set up, it's going to cut it off for the video viewers. The Legend of Zelda toys on the way from Hasbro as live-action movie looms. Nintendo has announced a partnership with Hasbro that will result in a new Legend of Zelda toys launching the same year as the live-action movie. The two entities revealed their plans to bring Hyrule to toy aisles everywhere today. Even with so many potential corners of the Legend of Zelda timeline to pull from, there was not, unfortunately, any word which characters or locations will be featured. That said, this multi-year collaboration between Nintendo and Hasbro will begin in 2027, with a reveal for 3 6-inch scale figures set to arrive at San Diego Comic-Con 2026, as Legend of Zelda movie barrels towards its April 30th, 2027 release. Many are hoping the new look at live-action Zelda, Link Zelda, and maybe even someone like Ganondorf could arrive as soon as next week. For decades, the Legend of Zelda franchise has captivated fans through its deep lore, unforgettable characters, and enduring sense of discovery. Hasbro president of Toys and Board Games Billy Lagler said in a statement, by combining Nintendo's iconic storytelling, Hasbro's leadership in action and role play, we're delivering the toys that invite fans to play, explore, and forge their own epic adventure. So hopefully we'll see some stuff maybe at San Diego, maybe not. I want to see some more of Ocarina. I will probably buy some of these toys. It's mainly I put this on here to remind myself of these things coming up. But yeah, so obviously they're going to know how to market. Nintendo knows how to market this stuff, so I shouldn't be surprised. All right. Like I said, it's going to be a short one tonight. Got close to that 40-minute mark. There's just that one story that was just a double story. That probably shortened the length of this podcast. But yeah, I'm losing my voice a bit for some reason. But yeah. Hopefully next week we'll have a lot to talk about. I'll have Trails, Hatterful Boyfriend. We'll have some more Assassin's Creed and Mina. Maybe I'll have some mods on this. We'll have a lot to talk about in the beginning. And hopefully some more news will happen. It's a little bit of a dead period for a little bit here. Most of the news out there is a lot of stuff about the layoffs and things like that. And, outside, there's only so much I can talk about that here. I am not an expert enough in the inner workings of video games or been in this long enough to have any solid opinions outside of just saying, that sucks. It really sucks. And one final thing before we go. Over at our Patreon for They Called Us a Movie, which is patreon.com/TCTAMpod. Just for $1, you can join there and talk about video games, music, movies, TV, art, anything, books, everything's over there. And I have started to put up a poll every week. And last week's poll was, after the announcement of all the layoffs and all the rebranding that they're doing over at Xbox, the question was, is Xbox, as the kids say, cooked? And everybody over at Discord, it was 100% voting. Everybody said, yep, they are cooked. And even Dan Aquino, friend of the pod, and also part of the They Call This a Movie podcast, mentioned that he believes that all console gaming is going to be dead soon. I think we're at least one generation, maybe two away from that. We might only have a Sony system and maybe just a Nintendo system. Like it'll slowly dwindle down. But yeah, if this AI stuff keeps eating up and making things expensive, it's going to become the most bougie hobby. Like only rich people can afford to play the new stuff going forward from here. So I wouldn't be surprised if that statement is true. I read somewhere on a Blue Sky post by Mike Flutter. He used to be the news guy over at Game Informer. Mentioned that what Xbox, Sony, and all them are going to bet on is that the people that cannot afford to buy the systems will settle for cloud gaming. And, he put it a little more strongly, saying that Microsoft and Sony are expecting the poors will take on to cloud gaming. So, yeah. So that'll be a sight to see going forward. Hopefully I'll be old enough where I'll just be fine with the stuff I have, by the time any of that happens. So, yeah. So be sure to go over and join the Patreon. It is just $1. And you can get in on the poll next week and let me know any comments you have about it. I might just put a poll up. It's most likely going to be Fortnite. Not Fortnite, Jesus. Fallout base. I don't know exactly what the question is. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more of a split vote. I know it was a little bit of an easy one last week. But yeah, it's going to be a new thing I'm adding over there, so be sure to check it out. And that'll do it for us. We'll be back tonight with Hatful Boyfriend. Friday for Final Fantasy X. We're moving officially to Fridays. Friday night Final Fantasy. From here on until we're done. And then on Saturday we're going to finish Trails, and then Sunday we'll have back here with the News Hour. So if anybody else does their Backlog Buster in between, we'll find out and announce it to you guys over on the Blue Sky, or we'll say it on one of the shows. So, yeah. Thank you guys for listening. It has been fun as always, and we will see you tonight. Bye!